My name is Tron, and I fight for the users on Atari 2600.
Would Tron be even more powerful if he fought enemies with a giant laser or Roby? Gotta dodge the tanks. Those things are mean. My name is Tron. I'm like Frogger. Except I can swim. My name is Tron, and I fight for the users. With a sweet controller. This actually works better for Adventures of Tron than I expected. It's not so good for spaceship shooters and driving games, but... for this game, it does give a bit of a Tron feel. Which is the point. Woo! Woo! What's bright and blue, has suction cups, and plays Atari 2600? It's the Atari 2600 Tron controller from M Network, which looks like the Tron controller from the Tron arcade machine, which of course is like the greatest controller ever. So, this is pretty cool. And this was sent to the show by Eric in Pasadena, California. Thank you, Eric, who also sent that giant box of awesome LCD games. And 2 different Tron games for the Atari 2600. I was playing the Adventures of Tron the other day. That game is incredible. I think I had that one back in the day as a kid. And he also sent discs of Tron, which is really good. So, the question is, do you need the Tron controller to enjoy them? I just have to throw this out there for all of you. Cindy Morgan, the girl in Tron, was also in Caddyshack, which means that this Tron controller is 6 degrees of separation away from Kenny Loggins. No, you stupid! I've already used this controller a bit, so I can tell you it's actually not as good as a standard controller, or at least a Sega Genesis controller, but it does certainly look a lot nicer. And that's what counts. Also, it's got some interesting features. Let's take a look. For starters, it says Tron. Alright, that right there wins. M Network. I like their logo. That screams 80s, and I like that. That wins. It's got the cool, clear plastic and textured surface, like the arcade game joystick. They moved the fire button up there, which is always cool. And if you look at it from the side, kind of resembles a dinosaur, or Jesus, the coked up space chicken. For you old timers watching, you ever put on a game and realize you haven't played that game for like 32 years, and it just brings you right back to that last time you played it? Loved this game when I was a kid. Loved it. The Tron controller isn't bad for this game. It does take some additional work to keep the to keep it pinned down, though. The suction cups aren't quite as powerful as you might hope. Well, you can kind of do it. You can kind of play this game one-handed. In addition to suction cups, you may also want to try super glue. The suction cups are handy. I mean, they don't do that much, but when you combine them with the power of your hand and gravity, they do keep the controller stuck to the table, so you can play games like this and wobble the table around a bit. And the camera mount, is this as nice as the standard Atari 2600 controller or the Sega Genesis gamepad? Well, it certainly looks better. The question is, does it play better? And the answer is no, but it definitely looks better. It's way too big to actually be useful for Atari 2600 if you ask me, but it looks incredible. I love the look of this thing. It needs to be built into the actual arcade machine. Definitely wins the award for the coolest looking Atari controller that I've seen. The Tron stick from M Network. What's the name on the bottom of this thing here? No! Did they make an Atari game for the Tron remake? You know, that movie wasn't half bad. Those are some Tron skills right there. Look at that. Right into a tank. Way to go, Mark. This has been QC passed by the MCP. And like the bottom says, if you place it on the ground or place it on the table here and unscrew it or screw the joystick in a clock. Wait, that's the wrong direction. Counterclockwise. Counterclockwise will release the retractable cable. There we go. You have to screw like this direction. There we go. Alright. There. So your cable is actually hidden in the controller. It's kind of neat. For those of you that don't want wires everywhere. Except if you're playing Atari 2600, you already have wires everywhere. Well, let's give it a road test here. Let's plug it in and play some games. How about some Tron? Probably should go with that one, seeing as how it says Tron on it. Come on, Tron controller, stay suction cupped to the VCR. So, Tron, tell me, what do you think about your own controller? He's a man of few words and great mystery. Gotta get as many points as possible before the tanks show up and kill me. Those things are brutal. What would the world be like if Tron were played by Chuck Norris instead of Bruce Boxleitner? Not that Bruce did a bad job, I'm just saying. Chuck Norris as Tron? Tron! My name is Tron, and I fight for circa 1982 Cindy Morgan to wear the Tron outfit more often. If you're going to buy the game anyway, buy it through ClassicGameRoom.com. Classic Game Room is supported by fans on Patreon. Thank you. Now prepare for the Lord Carnage Club, where I celebrate these backers on Patreon by shouting their name in a volcano! Derek Langley. Beer is the trick. Stephen Chucknick. From New Jersey.
Michael Fernandez.
People not named Michael Fernandez aren't Michael Fernandez. Al Stiver. Woo! EDF. Jason from British Columbia. Philipp Straubenmueller from Vienna, Austria. Cue the thunder. Jeff, Captain Dauntless, Briar. Cue the lava. I don't know what lava sounds like. It sounds like this. Jack Stavris from Australia. Ohad Kane, Master of Thunder. Chip Senkbeil, Fighter of Space Bees. Woo! Rick DeBarros gets the extra disco. Michael and Ariana Nelson, Fighters of the Future. That's enough disco, because now it's time to shout, Busy Signal! That's right, and keep the volume loud and the party rocking for Sean Zoltek. Really? No. Sean Zoltek! Sergio Matthias Hergert! Tubular. Will.